Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be walking you through some general navigation within your RedTeam Flex database. So today we'll be covering all of the buttons and menus that you may need to work within your database on a regular basis. Starting, we're going to be beginning here on the company dashboard. This is where you'll be located when you first log in to your RedTeam account. And as you can see here, this company dashboard is composed of a series of tiles that we can customize in order to better see our company's performance at a glance across all projects. So what I can do here is I can take any of these tiles and swap their locations. If I'd like to shift them, I can. If I'd like to remove them, I have an X here to simply say that it's not important to me to be seeing a particular tile at a particular time. If I'd like to add them back later, I can see a list of tiles that I've removed in the past right here, and I can simply go ahead and add those back in. Now, if you need more information on any of these tiles, certain tiles have a drill down button here where we can go ahead and click to open up more information on that particular piece. So you can see here we've opened up the actual work in progress report just by clicking from the dashboard. And I can click back to return and then click on my dashboard over here on the left side menu to come right back to where I started. So those little drill down buttons may take you to another location within the database in order to give you more information on what you're seeing in that tile. Now the other half of your dashboard page is your company news feed here. We can open up the company news feed to see a list of recent actions taken across our projects. I can see what's going on with my projects, and I can post information for my employees to see as well as attachments if I'd like. Now, while we're here on the dashboard, we're also going to talk about our top menu bar, this black bar up at the top here. And we're going to start from the left and move to the right with all of the functions on this top menu bar. First is our collapse button here. We've got a tiny little arrow button. I can go ahead and collapse my left side menu if I'd like a little bit more viewing space on whatever page I'm on right now. Notice I have an expand button here to open that right back up. I also have a drop down to select a project. And what I'm going to see here is a top 5 list of my most recently visited projects. I can also see a top 5 list of my favorite projects. And if I'd like, I can see more of those. Notice the See All button right here. That's going to allow me to view all my favorite projects right from here. So this is just a quick way to jump into projects that you work with frequently. Then we've got some nice shortcuts over here along the right side of the menu bar. The first being our new icon. We click on that plus symbol, which we call the new icon, and we're going to have the ability to very quickly create new contacts, new opportunities, projects, add in vendor invoices, and add in our own time and expenses. Next, we have our new product releases. You can see here, this red bubble is telling us that our most recent product release was on December 15th, and we can go ahead and click in order to see all the past updates to our RedTeam Flex software. I can see a summary over here with the date that that functionality was released. And I can also see a PDF document over here on the right where I can go ahead and open that up for a full explanation of all the updates with screenshots. Our next shortcut here is the Plan Room link. This allows us to very quickly email out a link to our online plan room. Now, as long as the person you're emailing has the project number, they'll be able to use this link and the project number to visit the unique online plan room for that project. The next one we're seeing here is bounced emails. This allows us to open up a list of emails that did not reach their destination for one reason or another, and we can correct whether the email address is incorrect or whatever the problem may be. We can resend those emails from a particular project within RedTeam Flex. Next is transactions. This transactions button will take us to a summary list of any transactions that have not posted to our integrated accounting software if we have one, and why. So for those with an accounting integration, this allows us to keep track of any errors that we may come across in our transactions. Lastly here is action items. This is going to be a list of tasks for me as an individual. I can go ahead and open my action items list. Some of these will generate automatically as things like labor authorizations, answers to my RFIs, answers to my submittals. I can come in here and see those, but we can also create manual tasks for ourselves or other employees, either related to a project or not, right here by clicking Create New Action Item. And if we need to close an action item, this is how we mark it complete. We simply click Close, and it's going to let us know that we are closing out that notification or that task. Now, past our shortcut buttons, we've also got our account menu here. So you can see my name and my photo if I've uploaded one. I can click on my name in order to view my employee profile. I can access our Help Center, which is where we have all sorts of training videos and support information, or I can log out. So we're going to go ahead and visit the Help Center. And here in the Help Center, we have 3 separate pages. We have our training page, which is where we can view short training videos. Generally, these are between 5 and 15 minutes long to address a very particular topic. As you can see, our navigation video right here. Webinars, which is going to allow you to view a little bit longer videos that go in depth into certain pieces of information, such as our Sage 300 integration. And then our wikis page, which is written instructional articles. This allows you to go ahead and search by keyword or browse by topic and select an article to view. It's going to walk you through how that feature works with screenshots and detailed information. So now that we've seen the top menu bar, we're going to go ahead and start working our way down the left side menu bar. So first thing to know is that we can use this search bar at the top to search for people, projects, or companies. I can simply type in the name of a project or the project number, and it's going to pop up. I can also type in the name of an individual. And everyone with the name Eileen is going to pop up, and I can go ahead and find the person or the company that I'm looking for. You can see our dashboard option here that returns us to this main company dashboard at any time. Next is our employees menu. This is a menu that will allow supervisors or employees with the correct permissions to view the profiles of other employees aside from simply their own profile. So what we can see here is the ability to click on the name of an employee to view and edit their profile. We can also manage time and expenses for other employees or across groups of employees using these tabs up here. Now, while we're here on this menu, we want to address some common buttons that you'll see on almost every menu throughout your RedTeam Flex database. So the first one is the new icon. This plus symbol, anywhere you see it, we refer to it as the new icon, and you will be able to click it to generate something new on that page. In this case, we can generate a new employee. And you'll notice that on certain pages, like the employees menu, I can add a single new employee or I can import a group of employees. The next option is our view icon. That view icon on any page allows us to see our reporting options for that page. So if we click, we get a drop down of available reports, and we can click to open those in a separate browser tab. Our filter option here looks like a little funnel. That allows us to open our filters for a particular page. Of course, the available filters for that page will depend on the information that you can filter by. But you'll have the availability on some pages, not just to filter the list or to filter the list and hide these filters, but you'll also have this save filter option in some situations where you can go ahead and save your selected filter settings for use later. And that allows us to save something like inactive employees here, employees who've left my company. I can save that filter and even choose to share it with others in my company. Notice the trash can if I'd like to delete a filter down the road. Our other button here, sometimes known as the More icon, these 3 dots, will offer a few additional actions on certain pages. Now, this employees page doesn't have additional options, but if you see this button available, there will be a couple of additional actions you may take in there. And then, of course, we have our help button. On every page, this allows you to open up an explanation of what the page is and how it's used. Notice that if you are an administrator or have the correct permissions, you can also create a company-specific explanation to explain how your company uses this page to give your employees a little more detail and context. From here, we're going to move on to the remainder of our menus on the left-hand side. Next being the equipment menu. Here in the equipment menu, we can create profiles for pieces of equipment that are owned or rented by our company. We can track all sorts of information within those profiles, and we can assign equipment out to employees in project and return it when complete. Our next stop is companies. You can see here we've got 3 different menus for companies. We split all of the companies that you're working with into 3 categories. Vendors, which are the individuals you are paying for goods and services. Customers, those are the companies that are paying you, so that's who you're working for on any given project. And third parties, which would be anyone else you're working with on a project, but you're not exchanging money with. Now, from each of these lists, you can access the profile for that particular company. So I can access my vendor company profile here. I can store contacts within there and see all sorts of financial information. You can see up here we also have the ability to view invoices, payments, commitments, which would be subcontracts and purchase orders, and claims from across all projects. Next, we're going to go to our customers menu. Much like vendors, that allows us to access the customer company's profile, and we can see invoices and payments across projects and across companies. Lastly, third parties. These profiles will not have any financial information, but it will allow us to store contact information and necessary notes and information about that company. Next, we have our contacts menu. Here in the contacts menu, you're going to find a list of all contacts from all of your companies above. So that's vendors, customers, and third parties. We can click on their profile to edit or view their contact information, and we can also filter through and print reports on specific lists of contacts. Our next menu is the opportunities menu. This is great for your business development team within your company. This allows us to create and track possible project opportunities prior to the point where we're ready to start uploading plans and specifications or building an estimate. So this is simply allowing us to track information gathering and networking opportunities and eventually promote these to projects when we determine that we're ready to submit a proposal for them. Our projects menu here allows us to view either our favorite projects or all open projects that we have access to. Next is our transactions menu. The transactions menu is going to allow you to see all transactions from across all projects. Note that this menu does auto-filter to today only. So if I'd like to see transactions over a specific date range, I do need to hit the filter and change that date range to something larger. You have lots of capability here to filter down your transactions, and you'll be seeing transactions of 4 basic types: employee expenses, employee timesheets, vendor invoices, and customer bills. Our configuration menu is generally for our system administrators only, and this allows you to come in and change settings within your database. So this allows you to build out all sorts of customizations within your database and change settings such as roles and permissions for your employees. Lastly, we have our apps menu. This shows all of the software applications that we currently integrate with. You can come here to connect and manage your integrations with these various softwares. Now, the last thing we want to talk about today is our Chat with RedTeam feature. We don't want to miss this little red bubble down in the left-hand corner. This is our live chat feature, and this is generally considered the quickest and easiest way to get support from us with your RedTeam Flex database. So we can go ahead and click that little red bubble to open up a chat window. Simply choose the category or topic that you need help with, fill in your name. You can start a chat live with a member of our support team. Now, those individuals are available between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern on weekdays. So if it's outside those hours or you have a more tricky question, you'll want to visit our support page in order to submit a support ticket. That covers our general navigation here within the RedTeam Flex database. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for choosing RedTeam Flex.